Hello, everybody. My name is, and I'm a trainee ACP within the HPB team, working 1 day a week on the SACT unit here within the Trust. And this pitch is to propose the introduction of a digital medical review performer on the SACT unit by March 2025. So there is currently a lack of standardisation to the medical review documentation within the SACT unit. There's no consistency, there's no structure, the quality varies, and this makes it difficult to make fast clinical decisions when you're reviewing a patient. The information that we provide also cannot be used for audit. It can't be extracted for data insights, and it doesn't currently comply with any local or national standards and guidelines. It also won't meet the Trust strategy, which is to drive improvements in quality, safety and patient experience through real-time data, because that data can't be extracted. There were 4 clinical incidents on the SACT unit regarding documentation within a 3-month period, April to June 2024, which concluded that documentation compromised patient safety. And there was one in particular incident that concluded that poor quality, unstructured documentation, which was documented across different web forms with 2 different names, wasn't reflective of practice. I performed a scoping review on the unit across trainee and qualified ACPs and found that there were 3 different web forms that were being used. 58% feel that there's inconsistent data within the medical review documentation. And interestingly and importantly, 83% of the ACPs, qualified or trained, feel that documentation can be improved on the unit. So my recommendation for change is to introduce a digital medical review performer. This will provide standardisation. The performer will be based on the Calgary-Cambridge model, so it's evidence-based. It will improve the quality of documentation, enable quicker clinical decisions, obviously improve patient safety, improve patient outcomes. There'll be a reduction in clinical incidents because of that standardisation and the structure to the documentation. It will make reviews easy. You'll be able to review information quickly and make faster clinical decisions, and it will allow us to use the information that we report to be audited for future purposes and to extract the data. So drivers and evidence for supporting this change. The main drivers is to deliver safe, high quality care, which is what we're all here to do, to improve patient outcomes. Oncology patients already have difficult pathways and treatment plans. So if we can improve that by standardizing our documentation, and also clinical incident reduction is a driver for this project. I believe that these incidents can be avoided by providing structured documentation. Some evidence to support the change is the Trust strategy. So the best outcomes part of the strategy, which is to drive improvements in quality, safety, and patient experience through real-time data. The Trust Green Agenda are professional standards, which state that documentation should be clear, concise, and possess a logical, well-functioning structure. The Health and Social Care Act 2008, NHS England's High Quality Patient Records, the Care Quality Commission, and the NHS Long-Term Plan, which states that digital transformation reinforces patient safety and ensures that documentation systems remain robust and sustainable. From a personal point of view, the multi-professional framework for advanced clinical practitioners is a driver, and under the capabilities research 4.6 states that healthcare professionals working at the advanced level should be able to develop and implement robust governance systems and systematic documentation processes, keeping the need for modifications under critical review. So from a costings point of view, there is a cost incurred, but this is largely down to time, predominantly the IT department's time. There's no direct or upfront cost for the project, and some costs are able to be mitigated by converting face-to-face training to online training and incorporating teaching sessions into already allocated time for teaching. As I said, there's no direct financial benefit of this project, but the proforma will comply with local, national and professional standards and guidance. The NHS long-term plan of digital transformation and the Trust Green Agenda. It will also provide a platform to audit and contribute to the Trust strategy. It will reduce clinical incidents and it will provide high quality and standardised documentation, which will ultimately lead to quicker clinical decisions, which will lead to better patient outcomes. And interestingly, the NHS Resolutions report from 2023-2024 states that there was £2.8 billion paid in medical negligence lawsuits, and considering that 10 to 20% of claims are because of documentation, this project will save money not just to the Trust but the NHS. The biggest risk of this project is the IT's ability to build and integrate the proforma by March 2025. To mitigate this, there is an approved IT agent in case of any unexpected absences or priorities changing. Regular communication will be key. In particular, the SRAMS model of communication will be important as IT are non-clinical, so language will need to be adapted to ensure that the IT team understand the needs of the proforma. And the IT team will be involved in all the stakeholder events, all the meetings, and will be in regular communication. So how will I know if this project is a success? Well, I will audit the use of the proforma to ensure that we've met the standardisation. So 1 month post-implementation, I'll do an audit and ensure that 90% of medical reviews have been documented using the proforma. And I'll also audit the incidents regarding documentation following 3 months of implementation and compare that to the baseline and the target of 50% reduction in clinical incidents. Thank you for your time, and I welcome any questions.